Hey guys, hi. So in the last few modules or videos, we have seen a lot of sorting algorithms. I am very happy to introduce that this is the last sorting algorithm of our module, the entire sorting module. And this is quicksort, the fastest of all the sorting algorithms on a randomized set of data and a very large set of data. In fact, some of the C++ library, the sort function is internally implemented using quicksort only in C++ and Python. Okay, so before we discuss the quicksort algorithm, I want to do a quick review of what we have done in merge sort. Okay, so merge sort was also divide and conquer, and we have the AND, log, and complexity. But what was hurting us in merge sort is the O(n) extra space, right? It was taking a O(n) auxiliary space, which was hurting us in merge sort, and that is what we want to reduce in quicksort. So in quicksort, we actually choose a pivot. And reorder all the remaining elements according to this pivot. Okay, so that's basically the gist of this algorithm, wherein we choose a pivot and reorder remaining elements according to this pivot in every iteration, and that is how we basically define the subproblem as well. Okay, so here if we discuss in terms of divide and conquer, we have three different stages: divide, conquer, and then combine. So what we are doing in divide here is we are actually choosing a pivot, reorder remaining elements. How we are reordering? Let us suppose that I was giving an array something like this: 7, 8, 4, 3, 11, sorry, 12, 14, and then 9. So how do we reorder this? We actually choose this as a pivot. In general, we choose the last element as a pivot and we reorder the remaining elements. So how do we reorder? All the elements which are lesser than the pivot will come to the left hand side of the pivot, and all the elements which are greater than the pivot will come to the right hand side of the pivot. So this will become something like 7, 8, 4, 3, 9, and then 12, 14. And that is how we will recursively call this solution. Now for this sub array, again we will take 3 as pivot and reorder the elements. For this I will take 14 as pivot and reorder. So that's how we keep on dividing the subproblem. Reorder the remaining elements and create a subproblem. Basically not a subproblem, create two subproblem for me. The conquer approach here is recursively sort the subproblem by reordering. So the conquer here is we keep on dividing it until and unless we reach a state where is only one element is present. When there is only one element present in the array, 1 or 0, then in those scenarios we have reached the state where it is already sorted. And the combine, we don't need to combine it. That's the best part about sorting algorithms. That's the best part about quicksort. We don't need to combine the subproblem, because by the time we reach the combined stage, the conquer and divide has already sorted the entire list of numbers. Right? So let us see how this thing actually works. So I have a list of numbers. Let's suppose I have a list of numbers wherein 9. I'll just take up a different marker. So I have some number something like 9, 7, 5, 11, 12, 2, 14, 3, 10, and 6. Here I will take this 6 as the pivot. Now I will reorder the elements around this pivot. So the numbers will become 5, 2, 3. This is my pivot 6. Then 12, 7, 14, 9, 10, and 11. Now how we are reordering this? You can easily do this via 2 pointer. You can take one pointer here, other pointer at this place only, start a 2 pointer, keep comparing the values. Whenever the value is smaller than this, you basically like keep 2 pointers, start and end. This thing is known as partitioning anyway. Take 2 pointers, start and end, start from the beginning, keep on incrementing end towards the end in every iteration. Whenever end is lesser than equal to the pivot, you swap the end and start value. That's how you will do it. Okay, we will look at the partitioning function in the different video, but yeah, this simple 2-pointer problem, we can easily do it as well. So once we do this around 6, we'll have two different problems, one here and one here. Again, I will take this 3 as pivot and this 11 as pivot and arrange the numbers again. So the numbers will become 2, 3, 5, this 3 is again pivot, 6 is already a pivot. Here I will have 6, 9, 10 and 11 as pivot, and then 14 and 12. Now in this is the problem, this is the problem. In this case, I have this the problem and this the problem. So I will become 2, 3, 5. This is just a single only. So this will become a pivot in itself. 6 is already a pivot. Here 10 will become a pivot now. So this will become 7, 9, 10. 11 has already become a pivot. Here 12 will become the pivot. So this will become 12 and 14. And 12 is already a pivot. So now we will again solve this. This will become 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, all of them by the way are already a pivot. 7, 9, by this time 7 and 9 will also become pivot. 10, 11, 12 and 14. Now if you see, this is already sorted in nature. And that's basically how you can use quicksort. So in every iteration, if you look carefully, we are using the last number as the pivot and we are rearranging the rest of the elements according to this pivot. Okay, so in the first iteration, if we see only 5, 2 and 3 are lesser than this, so we move them to left hand side. How we are moving this is depending upon you. You can actually choose any kind of algorithm. I generally prefer a 2-pointer approach wherein start and end 2 pointers start from the beginning. Start will keep here and will keep on moving. Whenever we get a number which is lesser than 6, we push it towards the start. Okay, so simple algorithm, you can develop it yourself, and we'll keep on doing this until we reach n wherein all the numbers are already chosen as pivot, and then this is the concur approach. We don't need to combine these solutions because already they are in like a sorted state. If you look carefully in this problem statement, we don't need any extra space. We can do this, or we can solve this algorithm using O of 1 extra space. We can use it in the given array only. We don't need any extra space at all. And that's the beauty of this algorithm, wherein we don't need any extra space, and thus the time complex, like the space complexity for this algorithm, becomes O of 1. And that's the best part about quicksort algorithm. Right now, let us look at some more analysis around this algorithm. So space complexity, we have already seen the space complexity is O of 1. Whether it is stable in nature or not, generally it is not stable in the default version. Mainly because suppose if the pivot which is already chosen, let's suppose 6 is here and there is already a 6 here. So in this scenario, 6 will go to the left of this 6. So the default version is not stable in nature, but we can tweak the algorithm and make it stable in nature, right? Coming to the time complexity here, every time we are choosing a pivot, right? So there could be two scenarios. The time complexity will be directly proportional to how well the pivot is dividing my original array, right? How well in terms of, suppose if this 6 we have chosen as pivot is coming here, right? So it is more or less dividing it into equal parts only. Suppose if 6 will come here towards the end and it will keep on coming here only, then this pivot is not helping me at all. The number of comparisons here will become O of n only. Okay, so the time complexity is dependent upon the worst case scenario. Let me just write down here, define it here only. So in the worst case scenario, if I have n as the number of elements, in the first iteration I will be keeping 0 here and n minus 1 here in the right hand side. Again 0 here, n minus 2 here, 0 here, n minus 3 here, and this will keep on going. So if you see here in the first step, again with some inspiration from Merge sort time complexity analysis, this will again Cn, this will be C of n minus 1, this will be C of n minus 2, and this will keep on going. And this will become O of n square towards an arithmetic series. The worst case scenario will occur when the array is reverse sorted in nature. So then the worst case scenario could occur. What is the best case scenario? The best case scenario would be when we are equally dividing the array. So n is divided to n by 2, n by 2, this is dividing n by 4, by 4, n by 4, n by 4. And again this will be Cn, this will be Cn by 2 into 2, this will be Cn by 4 into 4. Why Cn by 4? Because this is for one particular node and 4 is for 4 different nodes. And this will sum up to the length of the height of the tree, which is h. This will come up to be Cn into h, and h all of us know it is height of tree, which is log n. right? So it will become C n log n. So the average and best case time complexity for quicksort algorithm comes out to be C of n log n, but we will take it as a C of like n log n only. Okay, so that's about the time complexity for quicksort algorithm. Generally, the selection of pivot is very crucial in quicksort algorithm. While like running like implementing it in code, we generally prefer the last element as the pivot. You could choose the first element as the pivot, you could choose any middle element as the pivot as well, but keep it standard like across all the iterations. In more like complex sorting algorithms or quicksort implementation, we use a randomized pivot, and this is guaranteed to give me O of n log n complexity. We randomize the value, choose a randomized pivot, and accordingly rearrange the values and call the subarray. Okay, so with this, the time complexity of quicksort becomes O of n log n, and it is by far the best time complexity we can get in all the data sets.